Welcome, everyone. Today, we have the pleasure of sitting down with a remarkable individual on a mission to inspire and empower women over 50 to live their best lives. She believes in the power of travel, personal growth, health, and style to enhance the quality of life for this dynamic age group. Her passion lies in helping women redefine what it means to be over 50, emphasizing the potential for reinvention, empowerment, and making a positive impact on the world. So, without further ado, let's dive into a conversation filled with wisdom, inspiration, and practical advice as we learn from her incredible journey and insights. Hey, Rebecca, good to see you. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Also, I saw your babyboomster.com and boominginla.com websites. Very interesting. I wanted to maybe start asking you with maybe a little bit of your background and what led you to your current mission.
Okay. Well, for the past 40 years, I've worked as a voice actor in Hollywood,
Okay.
doing kids' voices. So if I sound like I'm 8 years old, that's my voice just never changed over the years. And it's a very unpredictable business, even though I was pretty much working a lot, especially doing a lot of anime voices. That's what I've been best known for, although I've done a lot of other things. And
Mm.
so I was always looking for other ways of making income because I was a single mom for a while. My husband passed away at age 49 when I was 47 years old. So I had two kids to take care of. And then I lived with somebody else for about 15 years and he passed away from cancer. So, it's been a little bit challenging, especially living in Los Angeles. So I was always looking for different things to do. And I did some other things. I sold makeup for a while. I worked for an entrepreneurial organization, um, promoting forums for they did, for entrepreneurs and thought leaders. So that was really interesting. But then I discovered blogging and I taught myself how to set up blogs and
Mm.
to set up WordPress. And for a while, I was actually helping other people set up WordPress blogs. But then I decided that I really wanted to just work on my own blogs and rather than having to deal with other people's personalities and stuff. And I started Baby Boomster in 2011, but I've been blogging since 2008. And then just a couple years ago, I started booming in LA,
Okay.
because I live in Los Angeles and I wanted to separate my travel blog from my lifestyle blog. It was kind of getting kind of buried in there, and it's better to have a more targeted niche. And it's just fun for me. I get
Good,
to go to
good.
events and things like that.
Right. And I think you mentioned about travel, and I think that's a key element of your mission. So how's travel contributed to your personal growth and maybe expansion of your views? Looks
Well,
like.
I have a passion for travel. I love traveling. It's not always possible all the time because obviously it takes a lot of money and you know
Mm.
I, I I've always been in the freelance space, so it's not like I had a big 401k or any of that stuff. So I've always kind of had to depend on the kindness of strangers to be able to travel. But I was able to go to Europe several times, and I've gone to Mexico several times, and Canada, and other places. And because I live in Los Angeles, which is pretty much a world in itself, that's why I focused on writing on Los Angeles, because there's always something to do. That you really can't run out of anything to do here. It's just so huge. It's like you can fit several large cities like Boston and Philadelphia and a bunch of other cities inside of Los Angeles. So, it's a pretty good place to write about.
Good. I think especially for women over 40, I think I was looking at your blogs and maintaining the health and vitality is very important to you. What are some like key practices you would advocate for women over 50?
Well, the biggest thing is that you have to keep moving all the time. You can't just sit around all day, because when you start just sitting and not moving your body, that's when your body begins to deteriorate. So you don't have to necessarily go to the gym and, work out really hard, because as you get older, your muscles take longer to recover. But
Mm.
you just have to move in some way, whether it's going for a walk every day or maybe dancing. I like to dance
Oh, good.
on YouTube. I take a Zumba class. I really enjoy that, but if I can't go to it, I'll usually find something on YouTube to watch. And just something that you enjoy, really. You don't have to like kill yourself and torture yourself to get exercise. Sometimes people get exercise working in a garden.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest part. And then the other part is just to eat foods that are not processed. I don't think you have to cut out food groups. I think, I don't think that that's necessary. I know a lot of centenarians who, they eat normally. They don't really, like they're not eating green smoothies or, that kind of thing. They're just eating regular food, but they eat a good diet and stay away from sugar and artificial ingredients. And I think that, between the two, between moving and eating well, you can prevent a lot of diseases. You can prevent ailments like high blood pressure and things like that. And maybe I'm a little bit like I could lose a few pounds, unfortunately, because I really love to eat. I'm sort of a foodie, uh, but I do eat really healthy food, so I'm not on any meds or anything like that. So,
That's
you
good.
know,
That's good.
yeah,
Yeah, I think, and then as I was telling you at 50s Nifty, which we created, it's mainly for that midlife range of people who can start proactively thinking about all these things now, so that when they are in their senior life, they have thought
yeah,
about all this and started doing it, not when they are in their senior life. So I mean, I agree
right.
that moving and good food and travel are really, really very important.
Yeah, I like to kind of go by what was learned about the blue zones in the world, the places where people live the longest,
Right.
like in Italy. There's places in Italy, and there's like Costa Rica and Okinawa, and there's several different places, Greece, and there's even a blue zone in California.
I think so. Right,
In
right, right, right.
Yeah, it's in a really weird place that you wouldn't expect to be a place where there would be a lot of longevity. It's in this suburb near San Bernardino, which normally gets a lot of smog, but they're Seventh-day Adventists, so they're really into health and nutrition, things like that.
Yeah, I think there was a documentary recently, one of the streaming channels. So yeah,
There is, it's on
about the
Netflix. It's very
Netflix.
good. I recommend it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched it.
Good, 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 good. Yeah, also, I think you mentioned about looking your best in a way that's unique for you or for every person. And I looked at your blogs, especially like with confidence and self-expression. So, any thoughts on that?
Well, I think that you have to go with what you enjoy, but because everybody's different, there's no one size fits all when it comes to what you wear and everything. But I really reject the idea that you have to look like an old lady, like wearing a goofy looking sweater and just I think people get the impression that if you're old, you have to look like a grandma. And there's a lot of people on Instagram who are over 50. I mean, I'm almost 70. I'm going to be 70
Yeah.
in December. Forgot my birthday already.
Okay.
but but yeah, I mean, I think that you can be able to express yourself in a way that's unique to you. I prefer kind of more of the classic style, the French style. Although don't always I don't always achieve that, but because it's just attractive, it's flattering. But if you want to kind of go wild and go gothic or whatever it is that turns you on, there's no reason you can't do that at any age, really.
Yeah, age is just a number, right? That's what they say. So
Yeah, I mean,
you
look
have
at Iris Seifel, she's like 102 and she just wears all this crazy jewelry
to
and just really bright colors and everything. And she's an icon in the fashion world right now.
agree. Yeah. I think you'd also had, let me see, I think people as they age, they start thinking about retirement and their concerns about retirement and maybe like uh, over 50. So what steps maybe women can take so that their retirement scenario is possible and they are enjoying even the retirement time?
Well, that's a funny question because I probably did everything wrong, working as an actor and then, doing freelance stuff. And nobody really told me, oh, you need to get like a real job and, build up all this retirement income. And the thing is that there's a lot of us out there that don't have that, big fat nest egg, or we don't have a rich husband, or, you know, so we kind of have to realize that maybe retirement isn't always possible. But I also believe that when people retire, a lot of times they just sort of
City.
disintegrate, in a way. There's a lot of people now, because we're healthier, that we really don't want to retire. We still want to do stuff. And, so we may not be working in the 9 to 5 job that, somebody had worked for the last 40 years or whatever. But a lot of people, especially women, because they live longer, are reinventing themselves in all sorts of ways. And what's great is that there's so many possibilities now because of the internet, that you don't have to necessarily have to go to work, in an office or anything like that. Although that's nice because you socialize with people, which is a big socialization is also a big key to longevity. So you don't want to be isolated, but at the same time, there's just so many possibilities of being able to make extra income if you need it, if you don't have a big social security check or a pension or, any of that stuff.
Yeah, it's not that scary, right? As people
Yeah,
think.
just don't do what I did.
Okay.
Well, and if you're younger than me, obviously it's it's a little late to start, you know, that type of thing, but it's a good thing to teach to your kids. And I was really lucky that both of my kids turned out really great,
Good,
despite
good.
all the things that I went through. My daughter has a fantastic job. My son joined the Air Force, so he's taken care of. So it's really great.
Good. I think, like you were saying, is go out there and you don't sit at home or after retirement. It's. I think you want to meet like-minded individuals whom you can talk to. So, I mean, how do you create that kind of foster a sense of community among your audience? So, how do you do that?
It's a difficult thing sometimes when you're working online, because you do get very isolated. And so I've met a lot of people online in my own niche, like you, and I've met a lot of women in my niche. We have a Facebook group that we all connect and we share our blog posts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it can be difficult, but I think it's just all about relating to people, being real, being authentic to yourself, not trying to just sell people stuff all the time. Just be
True, right.
you. It's really just be you, because now it's not all about being perfect. It's really, people, you see so many different types of people online now, and people are very tolerant of, the fact that maybe this person isn't skinny and looks like a model, or that type of thing. And ageism is always going to be an issue, and it really is an issue. But there are quite a few people in our age group that are online that can connect with each other. And then there's other ways too outside of online, where you could go to meetups and network and really get to be around other people. I think it's really important.
Right. And I think, again, with the 50s Nifty, we try to do not only podcasts and talk to people on Zoom, but also do events. So like-minded people can come to those events and join those events and share their
Yeah.
ideas. And also, yeah, I think sometimes, like you said, while you're working, you are always thinking about work and all, but maybe as soon as you retire, maybe sometimes you have to reinvent yourself because whatever you're working on is not relevant anymore. So any suggestions for women over 50, like they want to completely reinvent, or how should they go about, or is it really
Well,
scary?
I think first of all, you want to do something that you enjoy. And then the other thing too is just to have a sense of purpose. I think when you lose your sense of purpose, like you don't feel that you're useful anymore, that's another way that older people start to disintegrate. So there's so many different things that can drive you. Some people volunteer, they work for organizations. Other people just, have hobbies and things that really interest them. And now that they're retired, can dive into more and
Mm,
then meet more people that are like-minded, that enjoy what you do. I mean, there's
yeah.
people on YouTube, it's unbelievable, like you could have millions of followers because you take care of tropical fish or you have a sewing circle or you're whatever, there's just there's something for everybody really. And you just
I
have to
think
find the audience for it.
like finding that hobby and like-minded people and connect with them. That's true, true, true.
Yeah.
What do you think? I was just reading again. How can maybe women think of leaving a good, positive legacy? Is that something women should think about, or um,
Um, I think everybody should, yeah, I mean everybody wants to leave this earth knowing that they made some sort of difference, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something huge. It could be small things. It's doing good things for other people, helping helping others in some way, volunteering. Um, if you have the means, you can donate to different organizations. Or if you don't, you just donate your time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are the next in your mission? Are there any new initiatives you are planning to do?
Well, I'm always trying to up my monetization of my business,
Mhm.
obviously. I just became an Amazon influencer,
Oh,
which is
okay.
kind of fun. So now I'm making videos on Amazon. There's just so many different possibilities. So yeah, just kind of going with the program. I've got two kids that are getting married this year, so
Oh,
got that going
congratulations.
on. Yeah, thank you.
Good, good.
And um, just trying to stay connected. I think for the last several years, we all became very isolated. So now everybody's kind of getting back into the mix again, which is really nice.
Nice, nice. I think it's it'll be very good for our audience to hear what you're saying, and maybe like I said, our audience is that 50s or early 60s, and maybe your suggestions to them are great, that hey, just because you're retired or you're in your midlife, it doesn't stop. I mean, you have to keep thinking, and then also maybe proactively think about how you are going to lead your senior life. So maybe start having hobbies now and meet other people and start thinking like that.
Yeah, and keep your health up. That's the biggest thing.
Oh,
That's
true.
what really I I just, you want to stay as healthy as possible. And even though you can't always know if something's going to get you like cancer or whatever, but you can definitely work to prevent a lot of that. And just, you work for a really good quality of life no matter how much time you have left.
Right, right. No, no, thank you. I mean, anything else you want to talk about which I may not have covered, or
No, I
uh,
just wanted to thank you for having me. And, I wish you lots of luck with your website as well.
thank you again. And I'm sure, like I said, our midlife people and women over 50 would surely get some help from what you've mentioned in this video. And I look forward to talk to you again. Maybe we'll see what kind of questions we get and what it generates, and then maybe I'll be in touch with you again.
Okay, that sounds really wonderful. Thanks so much, VJ.
Thank you, Rebecca. Talk to you again.
Okay.
Bye.